Tell us your name and tell us about your project.
Hi, my name is Robert Wilson. Arno, Penzias, and I are testing a horn antenna that was used commercially to detect low levels of microwave radiation. By doing this experiment, Arno and I are hoping to successfully detect radio signals from the spaces between galaxies.
What were you guys trying to do or find?
As I mentioned previously, we were trying to discover low levels of microwave radiation using a horn antenna. While we were working on this goal, we discovered a low-level microwave background noise. It was similar to the low level of electrical noise that might cause so-called snow to appear on one's television. In the beginning, we think that the noise was originating from the antenna. Then we decided to change the antenna's direction. We pointed the antenna's direction toward a different section of the sky. We did this to be certain that the noise we heard was coming not from space, but rather from the antenna itself. When we changed the antenna's direction, we heard the same noise. After pointing the antenna toward New York City to rule out the urban interference, we also performed analysis to rule out the military interference. We then decided to take a look inside the antenna itself and discovered pigeons nesting there. Because they continued to return, we ultimately had to shoot the pigeons for the sake of science. After this, we performed more sophisticated analysis regarding the noise. This included cooling the detector to a low temperature. Despite all our experimentation, we were unable to account for the origin of the background noise. It wasn't coming from the antenna. Ultimately, we came to conclusion that the noise, which could be heard in all directions, was actually coming from the space. This was, we believed, supporting evidence that the Big Bang did in fact occur. The afterglow of this event should remain throughout the universe. In the end, our search for microwave radiation led us to find the residue of Big Bang, which was cosmic microwave background radiation.
Where did the experiment occur?
The experiment occurred at Bell Laboratories in Holmdel, New Jersey.
What other significant events occurred around the world during this time?
The year 1965 was an exciting time for the scientific community. During this year, cosmonaut Alexei Leonov became the first person to perform a spacewalk as a part of the space race. Shortly after Leonov, Ed White became the first American to perform a spacewalk. In this year, Orhan Bektai discovered that the ultrasound signals become distorted in water in a mathematically predictable way. In the non-scientific community, significant events were also occurring around the world. In the United States, the historic march in Selma, Alabama occurred. US President Lyndon Johnson also signed into law Voting Rights Act of 1965, which prohibited voting discrimination based on race. Malcolm X was also assassinated. Abroad, Winston Churchill passed away, and the Vietnam War continued to escalate with the first US combat troops landing in Vietnam.
Who else was involved in the project?
Come to find out, a physicist at Princeton University, Robert Dick, was working on the Big Bang Theory at the same time. He believed that if the Big Bang Theory did actually occur, there should be a low-level radiation found throughout the universe. He was about to test this theory when we contacted him about our own discovery. If we had done our experiment just a bit later, he would have discovered a cosmic radiation instead.
What was your role in the project?
I was an equal partner in this project with Arno Penzias, astronomers by training. Both Arno and I were very interested in radio signals and worked together to conduct the experiments to discover the source of the antenna's noise, which ultimately turned out to be cosmic microwave background radiation. Only two of us working on our project. We each had to be involved in every aspect of its execution.
What impact did your project have on the physics community?
During 1950s, the physics community remained in disagreement regarding the origin of the universe. Some physicists believed that the universe was static and would remain that way indefinitely. On the other hand, some physicists believed that the universe began as an explosion, existing in a dense and hot state before the Big Bang caused its rapid expansion. Our discovery, cosmic microwave background radiation, provided strong evidence in favor of the Big Bang, which would have left behind low-level radiation throughout the universe. Therefore, it supported the unification of the physics community on the question of the origin of the universe.
What aspect or result of your project are you the most proud of?
I am most proud of the fact that Arno and I were able to lend substantial support for the confirmation of the Big Bang theory. I know how we were lucky to conduct our experiments just before the scientists at Princeton, and I was deeply honored to be awarded the 1978 Nobel Prize in Physics, along with my partner Arno and one other. That award has been the crowning achievement of my career.